What's up? What's cracking, y'all?
Like it's drum line. Keep going, don't stop, it's crunch time. Keep going, don't stop, keep snap. Pray to God that I catch a op black. Truckers up, choppers out, they clap. Making plays like a nigga playing Madden. Making plays like a nigga playing 2K. Real beef, leave him dead on the freeway. Run it up like a nigga wanna sweet states. Niggas dead, ass brother wanna replay. Time is money, I ain't never on a free play. Flip the plat, bring it back like a replay. Grab a gloss, spin a block like a DJ. Give a fuck by the nigga what he say. Give a fuck by the bitch. Came in the bitch with a stick. Old Glock with a new switch. Bitch, no funds, no dick. The fuck, bitch, you think I'm a trick. Bitch, you ain't shit. Tryna come up on the kids. Steady be begging for kids. This how I live. Robbing and stealing and killing. Play with them bricks, we be dealing. Tell my little brother I'm Jordan, he pippin'. No trippin', no snitching. We just want them riches. You with it, I'm with it. Let's play with some chickens. Like salsa, let's get it. Came in this bitch with his stitches. Looking for problems and bitches. We straight out the trenches. You want it, can get it. I swear that we with it. My mama be saying I'm trippin'. Praying I don't get a sentence. Ayy, I see a op, I'ma flip him. Feeling with hollows, he ripping. My brother, he gripping. But I'ma be blood to the eating. 282, yeah, my hunters be with me. Yeah, terrorizing, then we turned up the city. Niggas looking, know they cannot come with me. I want to be like them Diddy. Fucking Empire, cash out on the city, bitch. One time, young guap in front line. Still wish a nigga would try to touch mine. Come and beat the block up like it's drum line. Keep going, don't stop, bitch, crunch time. Keep going, don't stop, keep snapping. Pray to God that I catch a op black. Truckers up, choppers out, they clap. Making plays like a nigga play Madden.
Right. That was Guap's first
Faith
video.
that Ronnie O'Neal, it's in the hands.
Since he's been out. We're going to get back to my next download that's coming up. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Sorry about earlier. I'm doing everything, and yes, I still have my cold. My allergies are horrible. But in Texas, the weather goes up and down right now at this time of year, and it always messes with me. So, look. My poor nose is so sore. And no, it's not cocaine. I don't even like cocaine. Anywho. Oh, okay. Yeah, so anyway, using my phone, I'm going to either have to go buy a tablet or another new phone because I don't have enough storage in this one. And so it cut me off. And we can only, like, it says you got to have 1,000 subscribers to go live. So, that might take a little while. Like, there's got to be an exception. If y'all know of any way that I can go live sooner than 1,000 subscribers, please let me know. As what I think I'm gonna have to start doing is just doing the like story times and smoke sessions and stuff on my Instagram live, and then going and downloading it to my YouTube so everybody can watch it. I don't know what else to do. Any suggestions? Hit the DM. Because don't know how to do much. I'm going to learn, though. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So, I'm learning as I go. But my videos will always be real and raw and everyday life. That's what it's going to be. I'm not, all the bells, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not trying to impress anybody. We're getting high and talking and smoking shit. So, let's see. Tuesday, the next Storytime video will be out, and it's going to be on basically 2016 through 2018, which will be on prison. And that's probably going to take a full video because, you know, I don't just want to talk about what I went through and all that. There is no rehabilitation whatsoever. And as far as women going into prison, the numbers have grown so much over the past 10 years. And a lot of these women have kids, so they're coming out with no help. Here's their kids, and they want to get them back. Like, as a society, we've got to make changes to our prison system, to our legal system. Another story time I'm going to tell you about my son being locked up right now for something he didn't even do. He's taken 2 polygraphs and had specialists, and they still are trying to get him. But that's for another story. So, some things got to change. So on Tuesday, when I feature Ray-Bans and we do our story time, it's going to be on prison and surviving prison, and what can we do to make changes to help people when they're coming out, because I haven't gone back. I haven't even gotten a ticket since I got out in 2018, but people go back constantly. It's like a revolving door, and if that doesn't change, then nothing will ever change. Let's see. I hope y'all are enjoying my content so far. I've worked hard on it the last 2 days. I've literally been on my phone for 2 days straight. I hope you find it entertaining. You know, that's what my videos are for, educational and entertainment purposes only. That's it. What else we need to talk about? So Tuesdays, it might be on Instagram Live. Any more of the videos, we might be doing them on Instagram Live. So please come participate. Now the shorts, the little short things I do, that's not gonna be. That'll still be normal, but anyhow. And did y'all hear? Y'all go look at the short for my intro. I got my intro verse, and I am gonna have a badass intro because somebody's gonna help me with it. And let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, these YouTube streets this week. The shit I've seen this week. The world needs Jesus. The world really needs Jesus. And I don't even know what to say about what I've seen, except it's depressing to know that humans are this evil. So, tonight's video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment, please. I want to be able to go live someday so we can have our smoke sessions on live. And get your weed, smoke it. I'm going to turn on what we're fixing to listen to. This is what I found. I've got a whole bunch of stories on my playlist. It says what Jenny's watching in the YouTube streets. And it's for this last week. The stuff I've seen. And it's a pretty good playlist. But this was the one story I picked out that was the most horrible I've seen the whole week. But there's a bunch of them in there. It'll be very entertaining. Go on my playlist. Go watch them. You will be entertained, I promise. Because these are some of the craziest stories. So you're going to get my reaction to this next story. You ready? Let's go. Fire up your blunt.
Of the jury tonight, the Riverview man who murdered his girlfriend and his little daughter now faces the death penalty. Jurors will decide if he lives or dies. The penalty phase of the case started today, and while O'Neal defended himself in his murder trial, he is now getting some help from lawyers. Fox 13's Gloria Gomez shows us what happened in court today.
The jury will soon have a weighty decision to make, the prosecution urging them to give Ronnie O'Neal the death penalty, but the defense asked them to give him life in prison. The prosecution started their case by telling them to look at the violence and carnage that he inflicted on his family. He told the jury that O'Neal should pay with his life for the crimes he's committed.
For the bloody carnage that defendant inflicted on his family in March of 2018, and that is a sentence of death.
Later, the defense had their turn. They urged the jury to spare O'Neal's life and send him to prison for the rest of his life.
Probably the most important decision you will ever make.
Hell no, they need to fry his ass.
As it should be.
I don't know what happened.
When there's a human
I didn't watch
life
this one.
at stake.
I watched one little news thing of
The
it,
trial
and I
you
said
just
that's going to be our story. So
dealt
I'm
with the
finding out what's
crimes
going
for
on
which
with
Mr.
you.
O'Neal has been found guilty of. However, this portion of the proceedings will now focus on Mr. O'Neal, his life, his character, and why his life is worth saving.
And this afternoon, the jury heard emotional testimony from the victim's family. Prosecutors called several members of Kenyatta Barron's family, including her mother.
There has been an unfulfillable hole in my heart ever since that horrible night. I no longer have the opportunity to continue attending Ronnivia's physical therapy section, which brought me endless happiness and knowledge on how to improve the quality of life. Ronnivia had a smile that could light up the whole room.
Kenyatta Barron and her 9-year-old daughter were killed by O'Neal 3 years ago. His 8-year-old son survived the attack and testified against him. Once this jury gets this case, they will have to decide whether they give him life or death. When it comes to a verdict, the jury must be unanimous to give him the death sentence. It takes just one juror to give him life in prison.
For the rest of his
in
life.
Tampa, Gloria Gomez,
I think that is
Fox
worse.
13 News.
Leave him in jail for the rest of his life. I think that's worse than.
Had made a decision in the Ronnie O'Neal trial. We've been following along for the last 2 weeks now. O'Neal was convicted of murdering his girlfriend and special needs daughter last week. We want to go live now to ABC Action News reporter Heather Lee, who has the decision live at the courthouse for us tonight. Heather?
Well, good evening. Basically, the jury could not come to a unanimous decision on sentencing him to die for these crimes. Therefore, O'Neal will spend the rest of his life behind bars. I did catch up with the family of Kenyatta Barron right after they got out of the courthouse, and we'll have more of that sound coming up at 6. But I just wanted to give you a quick snippet of what she said. The mother, when I walked out of the courtroom after hearing the verdict, I looked over and saw the mother of O'Neal gathering, rejoicing. She says, "How can you rejoice over your son still living and forget about your daughter that lies in the gravesite?" Obviously, a very, very sad situation here. They're not entirely happy with exactly what happened today, but I want to go ahead and let you see exactly how it all played out in court today.
To protect our children.
The state needed to prove that the deaths of Kenyatta Barron and Ronnivia were especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel, that they suffered tremendously before dying.
She is disabled. She is vulnerable because of it. She can't help herself at all. She can't even talk. And this is her dad that's murdering her.
State prosecutors believe that goal was accomplished.
The aggravating factors that have been proven to you as it applies to Miss Barron and to her 9-year-old daughter's murder are an avalanche.
Objection.
An avalanche.
Overruled.
An avalanche of significance and power that overrides and blots out any suggested mitigation.
But the defense says numerous traumatic events in O'Neal's past had a huge impact on him. He was the victim of a sexual abuse at the age of 5. He was shot and nearly died in a random drive-by shooting in 2017. And while recovering from that, the state says he was traumatized even more when his mother told him she tried to abort him.
She was trying to use that as an example of him having another near-death experience and that he survived.
Assistant State Prosecutor Jennifer Spradley says his biological father passed down schizophrenia and delusional disorder. And she says what O'Neal thinks happened that night is a product of his mental illness.
An idle mind is a devil's workshop.
That's true.
Ronnie feels like he's under attack. He's up all night.
He is, because he's the devil.
He's paranoid. He's hypervigilant.
Karma.
He believes he was targeted by the shooting.
An alternate juror who was officially dismissed today told reporters off camera she would have voted for death. She says the 911 call was the most damning piece of evidence and says it's given her nightmares.
They want to play that call for you and show you those photos over and over and over and over and over. Slow it down. Make it loud. Play it again. Let's stop it. Let's talk through it. Because they want you to focus on vengeance.
Some strange moments during closing arguments today as well. O'Neal.
Okay, all I can make are 15-minute videos. We are almost at the 15 minutes, you guys. So part 2, I'm making right after I stop this one. We're going to do part 2. and finish the story of this horrible fucking man that his poor son, the kid, the boy that lived, bless his heart, his mama's gone, his sister's gone. He was watched them get killed. His dad tried to kill him. He had to get, he's got a hard life ahead of him. My prayers go out to that kid. Lord, put your angels around him. He's got a hard life coming up. All right, come back. I'll see you in a minute. This is for educational purposes and entertainment only. Allegedly, whatever, if I need to say that. Peace.